Today is the 6th of September 2023. It's my 35th day on the lion diet. I've done just over 5 years of carnivore, but I have cheated a bit during them 5 years, on and off. I'm talking today about pollution. This is what we don't get to hear much about in the carnivore community, but something that's been I would say my worst enemy of progressing and getting healthy due to where I live. Pollution where I live has been the curse of my carnivore journey. There's a steelworks near me that's so bad when the wind blows from that steelworks to where I live, and when the winds are low, even if it's not blowing from the steelworks, if the winds go low, and it's at winter time when people are burning coal and whatever, the gas they're burning in the houses, the car traffic builds up because the smog builds up affects me. Now the symptoms I get from the pollution are the same as the symptoms I get if I eat foods with carbohydrate, plant foods. It's toxins, all toxins are the same. This is what makes me 100% sure that especially these high carb foods and plant foods containing so many anti-nutrients, they're one and the same. Sugar, to me, is a poison. It's a toxin. It's probably made by the plant as a thing to stop the insects, to stop the predators, because it's a poison to these small creatures. Probably it does something to them. It doesn't kill us when we eat them 1 time, 2 times, 1,000 times, but it's a slow death. It's a slow suicide, because you shouldn't be doing it. You know high carb foods are bad. Governments now, the food recommendations are including carbs, and it's all just a con. They don't care if you're healthy anymore. They prefer you to be unhealthy, so then they can charge you for going on insulin. They don't mind if you're diabetes. They think, well, they can eat high carbs and then they give them insulin, they'll be all right. No, insulin is terrible. It's a terrible thing to take. Terrible for your health. Terribly damaging to the body. But what I'd like to say, how the difference I feel when the pollution comes along to when it's fresh air is so different. It's night and day. Today now it's bad. I'll show you the smog which I can see, and when that gets worse, when it gets really bad, and I've got pollution maps showing it's really bad as well. The smog, you can't see. Far away things in the distance are covered in smog. You can't see things clearly. It's not good for photographers. We're living in this toxic soup. And it's not just if you live next to near to a steelworks. It's also if you're in a city, and in the low winds and the smog builds up. Los Angeles have had a problem. All the big cities have problems. See in the distance there? See, it looks foggy. That's the pollution. That's the pollution from the steelworks. And I'll show you the maps. It's coming over. It's going to be worse now in a couple of hours. But most people wouldn't notice it, but it's smog. Smog. coming over from the pollution from the steelworks. There you go, that's the pollution on low winds. When the wind goes low, that is the pollution from the steelworks. It goes for miles. So if you're in that area and it's coming over, but the wind's blowing the wrong way, you can get really bad pollution. But not only that, if you're in a built-up area where there's people burning fires and coal fires, in winter time it can become deadly, this bloody toxic soup. Smog. It affects the lungs. My lungs, this is what happens to me. My mouth hurts. My tongue hurts. My nostrils hurt. My throat. My lymph nodes start aching. My chest aches. My lungs hurt. And it's like an acid. An acid, corrosive. Whatever I'm breathing is corrosive. I can get a lot of phlegm, and I get a lot of aching joints. All the aching joints, all the symptoms of aching joints. I've had gout attacks when pollution's built up. It's 100% a terrible toxin, and the worst thing about it is the effect it has on the mind. How much increases if you suffer from anxiety. The anxiety builds up so badly, especially with me, that people won't even know. If they're not delving into the subject of pollution and how it's coming in and out and the changes where you live and how it's affecting you, taking a note of how it's affecting you, noticing it. Before I found out, and I was searching for years, why do I keep getting ill? Before I found out, I was putting it down to all sorts of things. I had it down to the humidity levels. If high humidity, I'd feel worse. And that does have an effect, even if it is low pollution. The high humidity does have an effect. But when I was getting really ill, I would get ill. At the time when I was eating a bad diet, I would get seriously ill. The headaches, the sickness, vomiting bile, this green, and just having to lay in bed. I'd be in bed, some days I'd be in bed 3 or 4 days, unable to eat, just being sick. And I'd lose weight. This is why I've gone to this low weight. This is why I've become the underweight carnivore. But due to changes in my diet, I don't suffer that badly anymore, but I still get ill. But not to the same degree as I used to. But when I used to get ill, sometimes I'd end up in bed if the pollution was terrible and I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. But if it wasn't terrible, the symptoms I would suffer would be a bad chest, lots of phlegm, catarrh, and I always used to say the same thing. Feels like I'm getting a cold. I'd say to everyone I knew, I think I'm getting a bit of a cold today. And that was just the symptoms of pollution. Next day it'd be okay. When the pollution become okay again, them symptoms will go away. And when I found out about the pollution and I was following it closely, and I was taking a note of, like on Facebook, all my friends following, what would they all be saying now? The pollution's in. What are they all saying? And I'd read up the comments, and the number of them who were saying the same thing. Feels like I got a bad chest today, getting a bit of a cold. So when you were feeling like you've got a bad chest and a bit of a cold, think of pollution. I'll show you the maps you can check. You can do your own research on this. Feels like I'm getting a bit of a cold, bit of a headache tonight. Don't know why I've got this headache. Might be because of the pollution. And you haven't put it 2 together, same as I didn't. Now I know I notice it every time. I know when it's pollution, even when I'm not looking at the weather maps, by how I feel. Now I know my symptoms. I know there's pollution here. I check and I'm right. I know it's blowing from the wrong way. I know the pollution's coming because of how I feel. I know when it's low pollution, when I feel good. And the other effect, because I was doing cycling racing and stuff, and training hard, how bad I would feel. My training was terrible bad when the pollution was there. Like I used to like to do Strava King of the Mountains. I used to try to win the King of the Mountains with the Strava, and my times would be terrible with pollution. With the low pollution, I might get a King of the Mountain. I might be the winner on the leaderboard on a low pollution day, but there was too many bad days. And this is why exercise for me was bad. I was correct when I thought this exercise, training hard, is bad. Because when you're training hard, getting out the breath, doing King of the Mountains, sprinting up hills and stuff, when there's bad pollution out, it is not good for your body. It's definitely not good for your lungs. This has probably contributed to my ill health. 100% certain of it. Hard exercise, hard training is good for you if it's low pollution. That's my message today. And the sugar is definitely a toxin. Seed oils, plant oils, even olive oil. I wouldn't bother with olive oil or avocado oil because they're the wrong oils for your body. Your mitochondria and that, they've done tests on the cells of the body, and it takes 3 years. They found the plant oils, the linoleic acid or something. They found them, which definitely could only come from plant oils, in the cells up to 3 years after you've gone on carnivore diet. It takes about 3 years to completely get rid of them. So I felt better after 2 months carnivore, 3 months, 4 months, strict. And then I always think I can go back now to eating some veggies. And I try potatoes, and I've tried like a peanut butter. I've also, peanut butter is one of the things that don't make me feel ill. Out of all nuts, no, I can't eat no nuts. They just make me feel really ill with a terrible head and everything. For some reason, I could tolerate peanut butter. It almost made me feel okay. Maybe it's because it would stop the oxide dumping. Because when you give up all the plant foods and high oxide foods, you can get these oxide dumping sessions, and possibly it was when I'd be like a few months in and I'd be feeling a bit rough. Maybe it was an oxide dumping session and I'm craving peanut butter and potatoes and coffee and things, that my willpower was giving in. I'll just have a little bit, and it's always the same. I'll just have a little bit today. See how I feel, and I always felt better after having them. And it's that I feel great. How do I feel so good? How do I feel so great after coffee? I feel so good. Coffee must be good for me. But it never ends good. It always ends bad. I always get addicted to these type of foods. I can't do any caffeine, because when I drink caffeine, I get addicted. I'm on go up to 3 cups a day, 4 cups, 5 cups, 6 cups, and then my addiction to caffeine has been bad throughout the years of my life. So that's contributed to my ill health, and I don't want to go ever back on caffeine ever again. Not because 1 cup a day isn't good for you. It might be, but because my addiction will always make me go up to 6, 7 cups, so I can't do it. Anyway, here's my dog again, enjoying herself today. We have another couple of runs now. I give her little runs and water and shade, let recover, another little run, rather than one big run. If it was colder weather, I'd give her one big run. But anyway, so today, and I know it's coming in bad tonight, it's the forecast for the pollution is coming in bad tonight and the next few days, so I just got to go through it. I'm going to cross my fingers when I say this, but I've been on the lion diet for 35 days today, and I'm hoping, I'm thinking I may be tolerating this pollution better. So if I can tolerate it better, because it's a fasting mimicking diet, your body is able to release toxins, which it's absorbing from the air, whatever, through the lungs. But it's releasing toxins better. Even if low pollution, all the toxins throughout the years. That's why we get so much better on the lion diet compared to carnivore, because it's the ultimate elimination diet. So you're eliminating more toxins. It's a fasting mimicking diet. So hopefully I can tolerate the pollution a bit better. I still plan to move away though. I don't plan to stay here. I plan to move away to a less polluted area and get better. And I think the more better I get, the more clearer thinking I can do, the more better videos I can make, the more motivation. Yeah, my motivation's definitely improving a bit. But like I say, I'm not well. I've got lots of health problems still ongoing, still strong. But I'm definitely feeling an improvement. But a long way to go. Now, just one last thing. The young people, they can go on carnivore and recover quicker with it. Their recovery can be quicker. They're not allergic to so many things. So it's the people of my age, like 58, the older people, who we can notice much clearer and stronger the bad effects from carbohydrate foods. Like if we look at Joey Schwartz, he appeared, he's a youngster. He was like, everyone loved him. He was great. The carnivore community were all like, I wish I could have been like you at your age, going on carnivore so young. And what we were saying were right to him, but now he's gone high carb. He seems to be into putting on as much weight as he can. His body has become podgy and he doesn't look very healthy. He wants to be fat. It's like wants to put on body weight. I don't know why I prefer to stay as I am now, 123 pounds, and just feel great. But he can't feel the really bad effects of the food he's eating because he's tolerating it. But these plant foods, they take years. They take years. I felt great at his age. I felt amazing. I could eat anything for years till I was in my 40s. That's when problems started. So it's more difficult. It's not his fault. I don't blame him. It's more difficult for a youngster to be able to like realize the effects of the foods they're eating as much as older people can. The older people if I eat the wrong foods, my knees will swell, my gout will swell up, my feet, my elbows, my neck, just aching all over, real brain fog, stuttering like mad, unable to think. I wouldn't be able to do a video like this. No way. Wouldn't be able to do it. I'm not going back there. For me, Joey Schwartz was doing brilliant. You look at his early carnivore videos, he did look so healthy. And if he'd stuck to it, he'd have got even more healthy. Problem is, what was he? I'm thinking he was doing liver. Now, it's just an observation, this, but carnivores who were doing a lot of liver, they seem to start craving carbohydrate foods, fruits and stuff. Paul Saladino, he looked brilliant when he was first on the carnivore, but then he suffered. He said he wasn't feeling right, but he was doing the high. The trouble with Paul Saladino, he was too obsessed, this is just my opinion, too obsessed with his blood results and trying to get all his blood markers all in the range, the folate, there's other ones on there, I can't quite remember, but so he was introducing a little bit of plant foods who had these folates he could get up, and calcium maybe, not sure, but you've only got to look at animals like my dog, real carnivores. They do like to eat a bit of grass for some reason, so not sure why that is. So she's not a complete carnivore, but that's grass. I'm sure we can't. Can we eat grass? I wouldn't like to, but the point is, they don't eat like lots of sweet fruits and things. They don't need to. They can survive on just animal products, meat, and do great. I do feed her a little bit of liver now and again. I'll take that back, but just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Anyway, that's just my opinion, is the carnivores who are not eating liver, like Sean Baker, Anthony Chafee, there's quite a lot of them. I'm just, by observation, looking at them, listening to them, they look great, and they can do it for years without craving, oh, my health, like, I'm not feeling so great, like Joey Schwartz, not feeling so great, too many eggs probably, too much liver, too much rotten raw food, like all that histamine's in the raw food. And was he leaving it go aged a bit? I'm not sure, but when you cook what I found, because I've tried raw with especially the minced beef. If I eat it raw, my stomach, I have issues with my stomach. Now I think if I can stay strict lion diet for a long time, and maybe I could introduce more raw as my pancreas builds up, and able to digest the foods better, digest the fat better. But for me, when I cook the minced, the ground beef, it seems to kill histamines. I think it reduces the histamines, if there is histamines in the food, because it could be that's bothering me. When I eat it raw, I just can't cope with it so well. But if I cook it, not too much, just cook it, I don't get so much stomach issues. There we are. I could be wrong, completely wrong in what I'm saying. I'm never going to be a person who becomes 100% certain of what I'm saying. But it's just my opinion at the moment. But opinions can change. But at the moment, this lion diet is definitely the best I've done on carnivore so far. My blood glucose hardly rises after eating a meal. I'm eating 300 gram meals, and yesterday it raised by 2 points, from 4.9 to 5.1 millimolar. Just hardly nothing. Some people would be happy with 5.1 as a fasting blood glucose. That's after eating. And if I'm doing exercise, I've measured my blood glucose after exercise, and it's gone up to 5.6 millimolars. So my body is excellent at making blood glucose when it needs to. If I do exercise, it can make glucogenesis. Glucogenesis for my liver is working perfectly. It's making the glucose give me energy when I need to do exercise, because I'm measuring it. I can see it's gone up. So it's a perfect diet. You do not need any vegetables or carbohydrates. I'm going to the toilet to do stools every third day, 2-3 times a week. That's all I need. I'm hungry. I've got good appetite. My weight is stalls at the moment on about 123 pounds, but I don't want to overeat. I don't want to burden my stomach and get bad stomach aches. Anyway, that's day 35 on the lion diet, and I'll keep you updated. Hopefully I get a few subscribers and likes soon, but at the moment it's pretty dead out there. But I'll keep at it, may as well, just for my own looking back. And maybe one day the channel might get popular and people will look back. And it'll still be interesting to other people who want to start the lion diet. And you know, I've done it from about a month in, and you can check what my views were then. So if anyone is going to watch this, maybe like, subscribe and write a comment, and that'll help more people get to see the videos. Okay, thank you.